I'm pissed off. That is indefensible, disgusting behaviour, and so something should really be done about it. Retro Ghetto. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Retro Ghetto. Now you've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail. That's right, I'm going to be heading out tomorrow to go to as many CEX stores as I can physically get to in one day and buy every single video game that I need for my collection. When I say need, I'm only currently collecting for a couple of consoles. I mean, that's an outright lie. I'm collecting for a lot of consoles. But in terms of being a completionist, there's a couple of consoles in particular that I'm really on the pursuit of. So you will know I'm going for a full set of Super Nintendo games, all 530 power games in the set. At last count, I believe I was at 238. So we're closing on that hallowed halfway mark, which I want to hit this year. And aside from that, hence why I'm sat in this seating position, I'm also going for the full set of complete PS3 essentials. I believe there's 200 in that set, of which I'm currently sat on 84. So again, we're not too far off halfway for either set. So between those two, there's a couple of other subsets as well. There's the Xbox 360 Pro Evolution Soccer games, of which I need a couple to complete that set. So yeah, those are the games in which I need subsets. Super Nintendo games, and basically everything that I'm avidly collecting for from a completionist point of view, I'm going to be going out tomorrow and hunting for solely. Now, I really do not know what to expect. Theoretically, I could come home empty-handed. And if that is the case, you won't be seeing this right now. This won't be a video, and you might not see me until Sunday morning. But hopefully, I'll find something. I mean, equally, this could turn into a very expensive trip. I mean, I just don't know. That's part of it. I guess this is a real CEX lottery, right? Actually going to CEX stores and just seeing what you see in person and having to buy it. And that'll all be evidenced on the video. So, yeah, I really don't know what to expect. And, yeah, just very different systems to collect for as well. With Super Nintendo, it's just pure nostalgia, the love, the romanticism. The chances of me finding box complete Super Nintendo games tomorrow, I'm just going to say it now, are very slim, right? It's one of them systems where, in terms of collecting for it, you're looking at CEX lotteries, you're looking at eBay, you're looking at private deals. Because, yeah, I mean, the chances of finding games you don't already own, especially at this stage into the collecting, are very, very slim. And it's the complete opposite with PlayStation 3 Essentials. These are games that I'm actively finding on shelves at most CEX stores that I go to. And you can't really order these via CEX because CEX don't differentiate between what an Essential is and what the basic version of the PlayStation 3 game is. So what I love about collecting these is that it pretty much forces you to do it in person, going around different towns, different CEX stores, and ultimately getting them all with your own bare hands, and I love that about it. So yeah, two very different systems that I'm going to be on the hunt for tomorrow. And speaking of PS3 Essentials, I do have a few duplicates. I've got 9 games here, and I'm going to be giving these away to one of you guys. I can tell recently by, let's just say there's a slight decline in numbers in PS3 Essentials games on the shelves. There's a lot of other people hunting these now. And yeah, I'd like to give one of you guys the chance to win these. Equally, if you just want to boost your PS3 collection, there's 9 top titles here that you can do so. So keep it locked to the end of the video and I'll be telling you how you can win these. But I think with all of that said, let's go hunt some video games, right? Retro Ghetto. Okay, so I am in Stafford and I'm outside an unusual white building for a CEX. Yeah, let's see if they have any PS3 Essentials. Fingers crossed. So that is Stafford CEX. I don't often find lots of things in there, but it was quite decent today. I did grab myself a game. Stafford was actually the second CEX visit of the day. I of course went to my local Burton-on-Trent store first, but I was only there a couple of days ago filming for the vlog, so there wasn't much chance of there being anything new, and I didn't actually pick anything up. So from there I had to fly to Stafford. I had to quickly visit some family in that area, so it was a good place for me to start filming. And yeah, shout out to Stafford. I don't always have the most luck there, but I was able to find a PS3 Essential, so it was a good start to the day, and I did manage to pick up Little Big Planet karting. Now, initially this didn't have the manual in it, so I was a bit like, you know, it's £6. Do I want to buy it without the manual and try and source it later on? But they did have the standard copy of this, which did have a manual, and it's always worth keeping an eye out for manuals in the standard editions, because the Essentials manual does not differentiate from the standard one, so it's always easy to just switch it across. Also, massive shout out to the young girl that served me there. She noticed that there was a little bit of damage on the box. I hadn't even seen it or said anything about it. She took the game away, switched it with another case, and yeah, basically fixed it for me. So I always appreciate it when the CEX staff go out their way to help me out. But yeah, a nice addition, and this is the last of the Little Big Planet games I needed for the Essentials set. So this is a 2012 kart racer. It's actually the 5th game in the Little Big Planet franchise, and as with all Little Big Planet games, there's a lot of customization here as well as just kart racing. You can customize your character, the car, and indeed the tracks themselves. So yeah, it was a really good start. Nice to find a game that you don't see too often in the Essentials format, and on to the next one. Okay, so I'm now in Tamworth. As you can see, got the CEX behind me. Last time I came here, I was very impressed. Fantastic selection, especially like steelbooks and sleeve covers, that kind of thing. So hopefully it's going to be kind to me in terms of PS3 Essentials as well. Let's take a look. Not one PS3 on the shelves. Not even like the basic ones you see everywhere you go, right? Like Heavy Rain, for some reason I see in every CEX store. This was quite a trek out of my way to come here and find nothing, but them's the breaks, right? Not one. Not one. So, Tamworth. Yeah, you'd be right in thinking it's nowhere near Stafford. It certainly didn't make the most economic or ergonomic sense for me to go there, but I was so determined to go back to this store. After the last time I went, I was blown away by the amount of steelbooks and slipcovers that were on the shelves, and yeah, really wanted to get back there, but I guess it's like I always say, a CEX is only as good as the games that are in the store on the day, and on this day, I'm looking around and I couldn't see anything that I needed for my collection. I couldn't believe that there wasn't one PS3 Essential on the shelves, and to be honest, it looked like a wasted trip until, as I was about to leave, I saw this. That's right, Pro Evolution Soccer 2016. I really didn't expect to find this on this hunt. These later Pro Evo titles have become somewhat uncommon. I mean, Pro Evo 15, 16, 17 were all available on the next gen of console, so I don't think there was too many people still buying it for the Xbox 360 or the PlayStation 3 at this time, but yeah, really happy to have found this. This meant that there was just one game left now for that subset, so yeah. Really good find, and it's somewhat rescued the trip out to Tamworth, so yeah, really happy with that. Ghetto. A little bit off-piste now. I've decided to come to Sutton. It's not too far from Tamworth. It's taking me further away from where I'm supposed to be. We're supposed to be heading towards Lichfield, but yeah, I'm Maxwell, aren't we? Whilst we're in the area. Let's fly to Sutton CEX and see if we have a bit better luck there. Both times I've been rescued by Pro Evo. Yeah, really surprised to find them both, but I'll take it. So once again, disappointed to not find a single PS3 Essentials game on the shelf. It's getting a bit weird now. I don't know if there's loads of people out there hunting for PS3 Essentials, or if there's just somebody specific in the Sutton and Tamworth area. Let me know in the comments if it's you that's buying all the PS3 Essentials. But thankfully, I was able to complete the subset. So yeah, like Busters, 2 come along at once. Pro Evolution Soccer 2015. I do actually already have this in the Essentials range. Not a common game that you see on either console, to be honest. And yeah, I was, like I say, not expecting to find one. And then to find both of the games I needed to complete that subset. I mean, absolutely delighted with that. And there's probably a few people out there watching sort of like scoffing towards myself buying these Pro Evo games, right? You used to see like a litany of these across CEX stores and charity shop stores, but for me, this was just a huge part of my gaming journey. That sort of late PS2, early PS3 era, and early Xbox 360 era, of course. This was pretty much all I was doing in terms of gaming. I was playing Pro Evo with my friends, and yeah, I often tell stories about how brutal it was back then. We used to have winner stays on, and the champ got to sit in a nice comfy leather chair, and if you were the challenger, you literally had to sit either on the floor or on this old like garden chair, and people would probably be slapping your head, digging you in the ribs, and yeah, it really was survival of the fittest back then. But we had some fantastic memories sat around playing Pro Evolution Soccer back in the day, and yeah, just memories that will last a lifetime. And really happy to now have every single one of those in my collection. And when friends come round, one of the first things that we do is we put Pro Evo on the old kiosk there. I just say, look, pick one from any year, and I just love going back through the old rosters as well. It really is like a real nostalgia trip. You don't quite know what you're going to get, right? Sometimes I think, oh, I'll be Arsenal or I'll be Real Madrid, and then you think, oh no, I've got Anna Bior up front. For either side, right? And yeah, it's always a bit of a lottery, but the way we play it is once you pick your team, you have to be that team. You can't go back. So yeah, just great fun. And yeah, like I say, absolutely made up to have completed that subset on this trip. But unfortunately, in terms of the Sutton branch, things quickly soured. The Super Nintendo game, mate, you got this Kirby's Fun Pack. Is that legit? Is that all legit, yeah? Oh, right. But it's being sold at a box price. Can't be sold as part only? No. Okay, so as you saw, I did pick up a game. I picked up Pro Evo, which is a joyous occasion. That completes my subset, and that's all I could have asked for really from this little hunt, right, to complete a subset. So that's all good, but if I'm being honest, I'm pissed off. That is indefensible, disgusting behaviour, and so something should really be done about it. Hopefully somebody's watching this video. I go in there, I see my old friend, the Kirby Fun Pack, fake, I know, because I bought it. I outed it, I did a video, thousands of people saw it. I explained why it was fake, I went into depth about it. And then I'm seeing it in Sutton all these months later for full price, boxed price. So I just cut that clip short. It was basically just me ranting and raving for another 5 minutes or so. And whilst I agree with every word that I went on to say, I can say it more succinctly now, sat in my room as opposed to a car park. And basically, yeah, just very disappointed in CEX. Shout out to the chap that was on the checkout. He did nothing wrong. I don't know how much I was able to capture on my phone of the conversation that we had, or how much I could play on this video because there was background music in the CEX store, but I tried to record myself asking him about it to see how he would sort of divulge any information about the game, and fair play to him. I asked him about it and I said, is it all legit? And he sort of took a second and he said, the cart's legit, the box is repro. So I then questioned, well, why is it being sold at a boxed price? And he basically said, we have to sell it for the price at which we bought it in. Now, again, I'm sure if you're just a CX staff employee, that is the case. But I know that you do have the power to override that as a manager or an area manager or whatever that may be. It happened to me when I purchased Maximum Carnage on the Super Nintendo, and that was for a completely different reason. That was because there was a lot of damage on the box, and I was able to convince them to sell it to me at a cartridge-only price. And it's just very wrong. If you don't know, I made a video. I did a CX lottery on this game. I opened it up. 6,000 people have seen that. CX are well aware of it. I returned it. I sort of made the point very clear. at the time as to why I was returning it, that basically it was a fake. Now the staff member said it was a repro box, sorry. If you were selling it as a cart only, and you're just throwing in the box as a goodwill gesture or an additional piece should you want it, okay, call it a repro box. But if you're going to sell this cart at a boxed price, that's not a repro box, that's a fake box. It's false advertising, and from my understanding of consumer law, that is illegal. You should not be selling a video game at a boxed price that is a fake box. You know it's fake, the company knows it's fake, the manager of the Sutton store knows it's fake. It's wrong, it's immoral. The only reason that game is still sat there is because, let's be honest, if you're in the market to spend in and around £100 on a Super Nintendo game, you're a collector. And at this point, I think most collectors, Super Nintendo collectors, are aware that there's a fake Kirby's game sat in Sutton, so no one's ordered it. However, if you're new to the hobby, or if you're somebody's mum, somebody's partner, somebody's whatever it may be, buying somebody a gift, and you see this and you think, oh, such and such would like that, and you buy it in all good faith, thinking it's a legitimate boxed game, hence the listing, hence the price. You could be buying this and it turned out to be fake. I mean, don't get me wrong, fakes are getting better. I could have one in my collection now and not know. It wasn't immediately obvious, but I did make a whole video explaining why it was fake. The fact that CEX know it's fake is the kicker, and we need to do something about this. It should not still be sat there. If you work for CEX, if you're CEX management and you're watching this, or this gets passed on to anybody of any importance at CEX, get rid of that game out of the Sutton store. This is one of the reasons why CEX has a bad reputation. I like to think of myself as being very balanced when it comes to CEX. I love the company. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have half the collection that you see behind me. I have friends that work within the company, and in terms of content creators, I think I'm one of the most balanced out there when it comes to looking at CEX staff and their policies. I try not to judge or jump on the bandwagon, but you can see why people do when you see things like this. A company selling something which they know to be fake for a legitimate price is just wrong, immoral, and it shouldn't be happening. So please, anybody out there, I urge you, get that box off that shelf, take the hit of 30 quid or whatever it may be, sell it as a cart and roll a line under it, because yeah, it's just wrong. Anyway, let's crack on with the hunt, shall we? Okay, so here we are at the next stop, Lichfield CEX, and if I do buy something, let's hope they remember to put the discs in this time. Let's see what they got. So at this point I've driven about 80 miles and I'm in the last CEX stop and there's nothing I need. I'm looking around, there's a handful of PS3 essentials, none that I need. One looks like it's covered in ketchup or maybe something worse, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling dejected and I'm about to call it a day. Then all of a sudden, the gaming gods smiled upon me. I saw something that I never thought I would see on this hunt. Take a look. That's right, a complete in-box Super Nintendo game in decent condition that I don't already own. I mean, that never happens, right? I can't remember the last time I walked into a CEX and found a Super Nintendo game that I needed for my collection. Yeah, it almost felt like a poetic way to end the hunt, because I was kind of feeling dejected, thinking to myself, I don't even know if I'm going to make this a video, right? Just to have a couple of Pro Evo games and one PS3 essential, and yeah, like literally the last stop, the last bit of the shop to look at, right? That bottom corner. There it was, and yeah, it just felt like it was meant to be. I was absolutely delighted, and like I say, I didn't think for 1 minute I'd be adding a Super Nintendo game to my collection from this trip, but here it is. That game is Star Trek Starfleet Academy, or to give it its full title, Star Trek Starfleet Academy Starship Bridge Simulator. Catchy. This is a 1995 Interplay developed simulation game. It was originally available on PC. It also got a release on the 32X, although it was widely criticised as it's basically just the Super Nintendo version. The general consensus of this game is that it's a decent game if you're a fan of the TV series. If, like myself, you're not a Trekkie, not so much, but I, however, am absolutely delighted, as I say. It's actually not in too bad condition at all. A little bit of dog earring as you'd expect in the corners, but yeah, no real work needs to be done to this to upgrade it. Just going to pop it in a box protector, add it to the shelf, and yeah, we're one step closer to the full set journey. And yeah, ultimately, I don't think I could have really asked for too much more from this hunt. It was very much not what I was expecting. I kind of thought I'd be sat here now with a load of PS3 essentials, and yeah, that would be pretty much it, and this video would be PS3 essential centric, but it turned out to be quite the opposite, right? I managed to complete a subset with my Pro Evos, and I added some 16-bit goodness. I don't really think I could have asked for much more than that from touring my local CEX stores. And speaking of which, we do need to give away these games here to one of you good folks at home. And all I want you to do to win these is just simply make sure you like this video, make sure that you're subscribed, and in the comment section below, in all capitals, just simply write, winning is essential. So in capitals, winning is essential, and on a future vlog, I'll announce the winner, and yeah, we'll get these given away and boost one of your guys' PS3 collections out there. So yeah, make sure that you drop that in the comment section below, and that's gonna do it, guys. Make sure you tune in for Sunday's vlog. As you can see from the mess behind me and all this empty shelf space, there's a lot to be doing. Trust me, when I look sat here now, it looks like TK Maxx on a jumble sale day, right? There's just stuff thrown everywhere. There's a lot of work to do in this room to get it back to how we want it. So yeah, don't miss that. Let me know what you thought of my hunt. Let me know if you saw anything in the footage that you would have picked up. And as always, play your games, keep it retro. I'll see you on the next one in a bit.
You're watching the Retro Ghetto.
Ghetto.
Ghetto!
Yeah!
Into the retro ghetto.